class. So today we're going to be doing a problem from our textbook, and it is from Assessment 1-2, Section A, and we're going to be working on problem number 7. And problem number 7 says in our book, in the following sequence, the figures are made of cubes that are glued together. As you can see, I have already drawn the cubes as, for example, that are in the book. And these are the cubes that are glued together already. If the exposed surface needs to be painted, how many squares will be painted in the 15th figure? So there are two parts to this question, but first we're going to work on the first one, which is A, and that's asking us to find how many squares will need to be painted in the 15th figure. So how many surfaces will be exposed? So we're going to work through this problem for the 15th figure. So if we wanted to, we should probably start off by counting how many exposed surface sides there are in our first one. So first we're going to count it out to ourselves. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, back 4, over here 5, under 6. So that shows that we have 6 exposed surfaces for our first square. Now we probably should count the second one just to see if we can see a pattern forming. So that one is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, back 5, 6, 7, side 8, under 9, 10. So that would be 10 exposed surface sides. Now right here we can already probably guess that it's probably going to be adding 4, but I think that we should try it again just to see if that can be proven again, since we're not for sure. But right now I'll just add a +4 just to kind of remind us that maybe that is a possibility of what it's doing. So then we'll count our 3 in here. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, side 10, 11, under 12, 13, 14. So then that would be 14. So then 10 plus what gives us 14? It would be +4. So it's pretty safe to say that each time we add a cube into the glued section, that it's adding 4. And the reason why it would be adding 4 is because since it is being glued together, these sides in between are not being shown. So that is why we would only have 4 sides visible to each new section that we add on. And so with figuring this out, instead of having our 15 figures and having to count every single one, what we're going to do is we're going to use a formula. And that formula is going to be A sub n equals a number, which I will end up explaining later. So that will be a number, which will be the A sub 1. And for our first number, we're going to use the number that we originally started with, which would be our 6, because that is it's 6 sides exposed originally. So our first number would be 6, because that's our initial number. So then we're going to do 6 plus parentheses, and we're going to end up subtracting 1 from, it's going to be the number that we want to figure out. So for this specific one, we want to figure out the 15th figure. So for this, we're going to add 15. So it's going to be 15 subtracting 1. And then for our last number on the outside of this equation, what we're going to do is it is going to be the difference. And so the difference when we are adding each cube to each section is going to be 4. So we're going to multiply that by 4. And this is how we would figure out this equation. So then solving this equation to figure out how many exposed surfaces there are going to be for the 15th figure, you would do 15 minus 1, which is 14. And then we're going to do 14 times 4, because that would be next. And that will give us 56. And then we're going to do 56 plus 6, which would give us a grand total of 62 exposed sides. And that would be our answer for A for this problem, because if we wanted to see how many exposed sides there would be for the 15th figure, it would be 62, since we are doing this formula. Now for B, we're figuring out, we don't know the number. So this could be the 22nd number, the 108th number, we do not know. But we want to be able to have this formula in order to figure out any number this could be without having to count every single exposed surface. So then what we would do is it would only be the formula. So our answer for this one would be 4n plus 2. And the reason why it would be 4n plus 2 is because 4 would be, we would know now from doing this one and figuring out how many sides each has, that 4 would be our difference number, which would be why it's over here, because this would be our difference. And then this number right here is our a sub 1, which all equals a sub n. And so then each time we are adding, we're going to add 2. So then we would put this number, which we want to figure out, which would be the nth figure. For n, for the before problem, would be 15. But we could really put any number in this one, so let's do 20. And so that is the equation for how you would figure out what you want to do for the nth figure.